Hi everyone, this is Valerie from Aaron Holtz Farms, and today I want to talk about another tool that we have in the farmer's toolbox. And today I'll be talking about antibiotics. Now, antibiotics is a huge topic, and it's also sometimes a controversial one when it comes to beef production. So I'm just going to keep it simple and sort of talk generally about how we use antibiotics. So when an animal gets sick, we have several options, not all of them being antibiotics. There might be, I guess if you want to call them natural remedies. There are a lot of preventative measures, which I'm going to talk about in another video. The saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, is certainly true on the farm. But sometimes, despite our best efforts, calves get sick, they get infections, and that's when we really do need the antibiotics, because we don't want our animals to suffer. We have a lot of criticism from a lot of different groups of people. We have the environmentalists that want us to protect the environment. We want I don't even know how to classify them. The people that don't want us to use antibiotics, because they're scared of the residues, they're scared of antibiotic resistance, and all that. We have the people who are concerned about animal welfare, and we are concerned about all of those things. So we want to protect the environment. We want to protect our animals and make sure that they're cared for properly. And we also don't want to overuse antibiotics, partly because they're expensive, partly because we want to be able to continue using them in the future and not have resistance developed. So when we use antibiotics, we use them responsibly. We use them as directed by a veterinarian. So if I have a problem with a calf, I go to the vet, I say, hey, what do you recommend? He'll recommend something for me. Currently, a lot of veterinary prescriptions for cattle do not require a prescription. That will be changing December 1st, 2018. All antibiotics for the agriculture industry, or at least the beef industry. Fairly certain it's all agricultural. Antibiotics will require a veterinary prescription, which requires that we first have a veterinary client-patient relationship, which means the vet needs to be familiar with me and my herd. And I do have a relationship like that with my vet. So he'll give me a prescription. I'll be able to access the antibiotics my animals need, but I won't be able to just go buy antibiotics wherever. And this, we're hoping, will create public trust. So when my calves are sick, I want to be able to have that tool in my toolbox to use, but it's certainly not the only tool that I am going to use when my calves are sick. I'll be using prevention. If they have scours, I'll be replacing their electrolytes, which is not an antibiotic. We use antibiotics responsibly, according to the label, according to what our vet tells us. And when we give antibiotics, we make sure there are no residues in the meat or milk before we use it. So all antibiotics and even other medicines that we give to cattle have what's called a withdrawal period. So say the withdrawal period is 60 days. I cannot butcher that animal for at least 60 days after the last time I administer that drug. And that's just to give time for the residues to clear the animal system. And then the meat is totally safe for us to eat. And I'm perfectly okay with eating the meat from an animal that I have previously treated with an antibiotic, assuming that I've followed the directions appropriately and the withdrawal time has been adhered to. So that is antibiotics. That is a very important tool in our toolbox, but again, certainly not the only one when animals get sick.